let me tell you something about money. Because I didn't learn it in a seminar. I didn't learn it from a book. I learned it standing at a grocery counter, pretending everything was okay. I still remember that specific Tuesday. The fluorescent lights were humming overhead. I had a basket, not even a cart, because a cart felt too ambitious for my balance. Just the basics: eggs, bread, a carton of milk. And as the cashier was scanning each item, beep, beep, I was already doing math in my head. But it wasn't real math. It was that kind of math where you subtract things emotionally. Okay, if I put this bread back, I'll save $3. If I tell her I changed my mind about the milk, maybe I'll have enough for the bus ride tomorrow. There was a lady behind me with a cart full of premium snacks, tapping her foot, looking at her watch. I felt her eyes on the back of my neck. I felt the sweat starting to bead on my forehead. I tried to look busy on my phone, like I was checking a very important business email, but I was really just staring at my banking app, refreshing the screen, hoping a miracle would drop $20 into my balance in the next 30 seconds. I didn't put anything back. I just stood there, hoping. The total flashed on the screen. It felt like $1 million. I tapped my card, and I swear, time slowed down. The little screen said, "Processing." I stared at that spinning circle. My whole identity was tied to that circle. I was thinking, Lord, if this goes through, I promise I'll fix my life. I'll stop the takeout. I'll be better. Just let me get these eggs. Then, approved. I exhaled. I smiled at the cashier like I had all the money in the world. I walked out to my car, put the groceries in the seat, and I just sat there in the silence. Because inside, I knew something was deeply broken. That wasn't a one-time emergency. That was my life. The crazy part was, I wasn't lazy. I wasn't sitting at home waiting for a handout. I had a job. Actually, I had 3. I had my main job. I had a side hustle doing deliveries until midnight. And I had another project that I told people was a business, but it really just cost me more than it made me. I was busy all the time. I was the person who said, "I'm slammed," every time someone asked how I was. I felt productive because I was tired. We live in a world that tells us if you're exhausted, you must be winning. But I was just exhausted. I kept telling myself, as long as I keep working hard, as long as I put in more hours, I'll eventually get ahead. But every month looked the same. Work, earn, spend, repeat. It was a treadmill. You ever been on one of those high-end treadmills? You're sweating, your lungs are burning, your legs are moving a mile a minute. You feel like you've traveled across the city, but when you step off, you're exactly where you started, in the same room, looking at the same wall. And here was the trap. Every time I earned more, I found a way to spend more. I remember the day I got a significant raise. I felt like a king. You know what I did with that extra money? I didn't save it. I went out and bought a coffee machine, a "this looks like success" kind of machine. It had 15 buttons. It made lattes, macchiatos, and probably could have launched a satellite. I didn't even like coffee that much. But in my head, that machine was proof that I was successful. I was drinking Success Blend while my savings account was sitting at 0. It wasn't my income that was broken. It was my habits. Then one night I had this thought. If I stop working tomorrow, the money stops. I realized I was trading my life for income, hour by hour, and time is the only thing you can't earn back. That's when I opened the Bible and stumbled across a verse that felt like a gut punch. Proverbs 6 verse 6. "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise." I was offended. I said, "Lord, I'm working 3 jobs. I'm the opposite of a sluggard." But then I looked closer at the ant. The Bible says the ant has no chief, meaning nobody is standing over it with a whip. Yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. The ant has something I didn't: foresight. I was living like a lion. A lion only hunts when it's hungry. It kills, it eats, and then it sleeps until it's hungry again. If the lion doesn't hunt, the lion doesn't eat. I was a lion on a treadmill. But the ant knows that summer doesn't last forever. It knows that winter is a statistical certainty. The ant doesn't try to find one giant miracle crumb to solve its life forever. No, it finds one tiny grain. Then it goes back. It finds another. It gathers little by little. I realized I didn't need a big break. I needed the discipline of a tiny insect. I needed to stop eating my seeds and start planting them. I started asking, how can I make what I earn work for me? I started seeing every dollar as a worker, an employee that never sleeps. But I had been firing my workers every single day. I'd earn $1 at 9 in the morning, and I'd fire it at the mall by 5 p.m. No growth, no return, just gone. But when you invest, you are sending a soldier out to the field, and here is the miracle. That soldier goes out, and he brings back more soldiers. It's called compounding. In the Bible, it's called a harvest. One seed becomes a tree. That tree drops 100 more seeds. Eventually, you aren't just working for a paycheck. You are standing in the middle of an orchard that you planted grain by grain, while everyone else was busy buying coffee machines. Proverbs 13 verse 11 says, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." I thought I was chasing money, but money is a terrible god. What I was really chasing was freedom. Freedom to not feel stressed at the grocery counter. Freedom to breathe. Money is not the goal, freedom is. And investing is the vehicle that drives you there. So if you're where I was, it's not because you're not trying. Maybe it's just time to think differently. Be the ant. Start small, 1 grain at a time, because you don't get off the treadmill by running faster. You step off, and you start planting seeds that grow, even when you're resting. And when that happens, that's when everything begins to change. Because real wealth isn't loud. It's waking up without fear. It's having choices. It's owning your time instead of selling all of it away. One day, the pressure fades, the panic softens, and you realize you're no longer surviving, you're living. That's the truth no one tells you. Freedom isn't built overnight. It's built deliberately, patiently, quietly. So start now. Start scared if you have to. Start small, but start. Because every seed you plant today is a future where your life belongs to you. And that is the greatest investment of all. And the journey won't always look impressive. There will be days that feel slow, like nothing is changing. Days where doubt gets louder than your dreams. But that's part of it, because real growth, it's not always visible. It happens in the quiet moments, when you choose discipline over comfort, consistency over excuses, and faith over fear. You won't notice it at first, but one day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. The habits you built, the risks you took, the version of you that refused to quit, that's what created your freedom. So don't chase shortcuts. Don't rush the process. Build something real, something steady, something that lasts. Because in the end, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about becoming someone who can never be poor again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Your support means a lot, and it helps me keep creating better content for you. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video.